You're live. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Tor, how are you? All good?
Good. Where are you from? Today I say,
I'm from Zona Oeste.
okay, good. Welcome. We're listening to you. We're listening to your story.
I want to tell you a couple of things that have happened. Uh, it's kind of strange. It's not for anyone to cry about.
Let's see.
Look, it's gonna be 4 years since my daughter passed away suddenly. Okay. Well, the house stayed the same as always. I have a piece of furniture where I keep photos of my two children. One of my favorite photos of my daughter, since it didn't have glass.
You said, listen, I don't know, maybe I'm just really paranoid about these things, but you said one of the photos of my daughter that I liked a lot, and there was a sound like a notification.
Really?
I swear to you.
I know.
I heard it through the headphones, like a notification that a message arrived or something like that.
Oh, I didn't get it. It never reached me.
Sorry to interrupt, but I didn't want it to go unnoticed. Please continue.
Well, there's a photo that I really like, you know? They're like picture frames that I put together, so to speak, artistically.
I heard another notification there.
Well, I heard it there, but you know what? It's not my phone.
I'm not sure. It's not me. It's coming through your connection.
I'm looking up and no. Oh, God. The tip used to get stained, you know? So I stuck a heart from one of her ornaments on it with a ribbon. You know those double-sided tapes?
Yes.
Okay. So I stuck it on because honestly, I liked the picture. Every day, I'd find the heart falling off. I stuck it back on. I changed the tape, I stuck it back on, but every morning the heart, obviously, it was the photo I used to say goodnight to before going to bed. Sleep well, daughter. But in the morning, the heart was detached. It seemed strange to me because the tape was good. At that time, my other son, who was younger than my daughter who passed away, had gone to live in Brazil. He went to live in Brazil. I went to visit him and I brought a gift for myself. I brought a bracelet for myself. When I arrived, obviously the heart had fallen off and was upside down. And I go up to him and say, "What's wrong? Is it because I didn't bring you a gift?" So I took off the bracelet and hung it on the side of the picture frame, and I put the heart back on. Since that day, it never fell off again. Never again. That was first. I mean, just imagine. It gives me chills because I walk by. The furniture is in the dining room, and I walk by expecting the heart to fall, you know? And the heart doesn't fall.
It was obvious.
It doesn't fall. Well, at first, when she passed away, I came back from work singing her a song. But since it made me cry a lot, I stopped singing it. There. I was driving one afternoon after the thing with the heart and the bracelet. I look in the rearview mirror and I see her sitting there at the stoplight. Imagine I slammed on the brake. She was sitting in her spot like she always did. So I said, obviously at first I got scared. I stopped. I turned around. She wasn't there, obviously. And I asked her, "What's wrong? Is it because I don't bark the song at you anymore?" I say bark because I really don't sing. And I started singing, and the song, because I swear to you, seeing her in the rear view mirror, it wasn't like it. It wasn't that.
Of course, you saw her physically as if she were there.
Exactly. So I have the photo and I put a bracelet on it as a gift. And it was something that would come off. It never came off, not even once, every single day. It's been 2 years since then. How do you explain something that used to come off daily? Right.
No,
Doesn't come off.
it doesn't come off.
And then it appeared in the car.
Obviously, it's there. I mean, look, if you ask me, I believe that people don't die, that physical death is just a change of state, but the person continues to exist on another plane and can manifest themselves in subtle ways, like these two examples you're mentioning, right? I don't believe in coincidences. I think it's a message. And the fact that you saw it somehow confirms it for you. So, I mean, it's difficult because I put myself in your place and I can try to get close to experiencing what it must be like for a child to pass away. But then I think and feel that when you start to change your perspective and start to confirm with these events the reality, which is that we all go to the same place, right? I mean, it's not true that we're never going to see the people who went ahead of us. Again, they just went ahead of us. We're going there too, right?
But do you think she's sending me a message? Because I can't quite make sense of it, right?
What I feel is that, of course, what I feel is that the mind, the human mind, needs no, you don't have to be scared. And the human mind always tries to put together puzzles that are more complicated than what spiritual life really is, right? You try to figure out if it's sending a message, as you said. I think the message is, Mom, leave. Here I am. I mean, live your life, because it's hard, right? But there's something about desire, that productive attachment we have to practice. And life teaches you that the easy way or the hard way. I mean, we all have a life, and even if you keep being the same, I can't.
I can't go on with my life. I couldn't. I can't.
Well, yes, work. No, work. I understand.
I have all the offers, but I don't do the things I like, you know? For example, why?
Dance. Why don't you do it? Do you feel guilty for being happy? No.
I don't know. I can't.
Well, but I can't,
It was
my friend.
Who is the one?
But I ask you this. Do you feel guilty for smiling or being happy knowing your daughter died?
You know what? I don't know. And he tells me all day long, today you have to go. 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 And when the time comes to go, I can't.
What happens is, and forgive me for taking this position that might sound cold, but it's the way to help. Sometimes because it must happen to you that there are people you tell about your experience with your daughter's death and they just want to hug you and not really help you. If you're hurting and the person meant to help you is suffering even more, they can't help you. But I'm going to tell you something that I think will make you think. It won't solve anything, right? But it will make you think. And what if instead of being dead while you're still alive, right? This whole thing of not living is being dead while you're still alive, isn't it? If you don't live, you're sacrificing your own life for the sake of accompanying your daughter who died in this world. But that doesn't mean she's gone. And what if instead of doing that, we switch roles and you bring your daughter's presence into your life? Whenever something good happens to you, you share it with your daughter by speaking to her, thinking about it, or connecting with her that way.
But look, sorry to interrupt you. I was reading a message and, you know, people tell me this a lot, many times. They tell me something similar. And here someone wrote something similar. And it really bothers me. For example, that person wrote, stop thinking it will be good for that little soul. How am I supposed to stop thinking about my daughter? I mean, I don't cry. I'm talking to you and you don't see me crying. I talk to my friend and I laugh many times while remembering my daughter. How can I stop talking about my daughter? Do you know what they say to me?
They tell me that I said something in the past that I always remember.
How am I supposed to stop thinking about her? No, how am I supposed to forget her?
Two things. I don't think that. But look at what just happened. I was talking to you I was giving you advice and you interrupted me to respond to a hater. That's also something we have. That's a personal choice, right? You need to stop focusing on things that don't add value, right? I was talking to you, then stayed quiet when you interrupted and I listened. But responding to someone who doesn't contribute anything isn't worth it in the end. Because people share opinions without knowing. I was going to say something else. My perspective is different. Actually, I was saying the opposite. Keep your daughter present in your life. Celebrate your achievements with her. But the best thing you can do to honor not just the memory of your daughter, but to honor your daughter's presence is to live and be happy. And I'll give you an example of two people who are managing it, I imagine with a lot of pain as well, right? That's Benjamin Vicuña and Pampita. For me, those two are an example. But above all, I refer to Benjamin Vicuña because he's the one who expresses what he's going through with a book he wrote for his daughter Blanca. Did you read it? And with a lot of posts he makes where the guy keeps working, keeps smiling, keeps allowing himself to be happy, obviously, with the pain that he will carry until the last day of his life, just like you will, and like everyone who has lost a loved one, but without sacrificing his own existence, right? So I think it's interesting that at least it makes you think about it. Why not? Why don't you do what makes you happy? After all, your daughter wants you to do it, right? Because you were asking, what's the message my daughter is giving me in these things that are happening to me? The message is, hey, live. Because her mission on this physical plane is already over. Yours isn't. Right.
It's just that, I don't know how to live.
Look, for example, asking yourself about it, just like you're asking me and talking about this, is a way to connect with life. I mean, sometimes you can't find words to describe what's happening to you, but your actions describe it. I mean, human beings are not what we say. We are what we do. By talking about your daughter and asking me this, you're showing you want to live because you're talking about it, because you're asking for help. And that's what you have to do. I mean, I'm telling you and anyone else going through the same thing, you always have to communicate. The only thing you shouldn't do is cut off communication. You have to tell the world, hey, look, I need tools to keep going, because the tools will come from the place you least expect. Because maybe you get together with people who are going through the same thing, but not to comfort each other in a passive way. Quite the opposite. The best way to honor the presence of loved ones, in your case, your daughter, but for other people, it's their father or their brother, right? I mean, of the loved ones who went before us, the best way to honor them is by living. It's about finding the spark within ourselves. We haven't lost it, even though the other person has left physically. The thing is, the pain overwhelms you. I think that with the passage of time and talking about it like what you're doing with us now, it helps you filter things. What things will keep hurting? Because obviously it's going to keep hurting. But the pain gets placed on a different shelf. It doesn't take up your whole life, but it does take up an important part. But there's another part, which is yours, your own essence, that will keep on living. And it has to keep living for you, for your daughter, right? I mean, don't stop connecting with what makes you feel good. Don't stop. And maybe at first it'll be hard for you, and maybe you'll have to force yourself to do it. But there will come a moment, there will come a time when that will change, and you'll find yourself enjoying it. And when that happens, which won't take long, I'm telling you, when that happens, something clicks and you'll be able to process it. Sure, that's why I'm telling you, I understand what you're going through. Even at first, push yourself in the best possible sense, I mean, do it even if you're not that sure. But you'll see how at some point, when you connect with your passion, with your own calling, you connect with God and with life. And when you connect with life, life overcomes destructive thoughts, and life takes the reins, and that energy of vitality. It's even the one your daughter is asking you to have, right? I mean, because you shouldn't see death as the whole picture. Death is just a step. But I saw the presence of the beings. They're still there, even if they're not physically present. That's what I believe in. That's why I'm telling you this. And that's why we do this show, right? Because a lot of people have these experiences. They give certainty that physical death is just a step, right? So Well, it's a mystery, obviously. None of us have gone through the experience yet. Our time will come. But in the meantime, let's live. You'll see how the energy of life connects you with your daughter in a different way, and you'll start to see other signs from her. Remember what I'm telling you.
I found letters from her written to me that I had seen them. Say it's a birthday card. Happy birthday, mom. Just like that. From nowhere, right? Happy birthday, mom. And it came with a little gift. And it didn't have anything. I mean, I saw it. It didn't have anything.
And I started keeping everything I found in my mom.
One day, while searching, I found one of those letters. It said, Happy birthday, mom. And when I opened it, I swear to you, it was all written, and it was his handwriting because he had terrible handwriting, to put it that way. It was definitely his handwriting, where he told me she was already born with a problem, but from here, she is completely healthy. Sana. And he told me, thank you for all the effort. Thank you for keep going, keep jumping over all the obstacles that get in your way, be happy. And I would say,
Is he telling you that now?
he gave that to me and he would say, Where's the date? Which birthday was it? I would ask, and there was no date on it. It didn't say happy, I don't know, 40th, happy, nothing. And suddenly he described that to you, and you say he's writing it to me. Like now,
Of course. That's what.
I find in it now, like that time.
Yes, I hear her. What's your daughter's name? Aldana. Aldana, okay? Aldana, in some way, is present in this conversation. And a lot of people listening to this can feel her presence. And that energy is also here. You can really feel it. There's something that's going around. And what I'm telling you is that you have to know how to wait in order to understand. Your mind rushes to assign meaning to everything, but life doesn't work that way. Life is about putting together a puzzle, but even that is a beautiful mission to wait and see, to try to understand, but over time, and to change yourself too, right? What you're doing is changing something inside yourself, and you'll see that this seed will keep growing in you. Remember what I'm saying. Aldana will keep appearing differently because today she's in a sign from the letter, like you mentioned before. But later, she'll be in you, in your own life, in constant and regular signs. You realize it, you'll see that you'll start to experience it.
Yes, it's just that. It's just that. You know what happens to me? What happens to me? Now it's been a little while since it's happened to me. Maybe I'm sitting like this, and suddenly, I always point this out to my friend, and that's when she told me, "You have to see Hector." She told me, "You have to see Hector." Suddenly, a light appears to me. A light here. A light. A light that, recognizes me. It circles all around me. And when it gets to this point, it disappears. But, it makes a whole circle around my body. It gets to the same spot and disappears. But at that moment, it lit me up completely.
Of course.
Nobody noticed it. So I asked the person with me, "Did you see the light?" "What light?" So they say, they think I'm crazy, but I saw it, the light. The light surrounded me.
Of course. That's why I'm telling you. I think you're in a stage of grief, right? It's the transition to reconnecting with your own life, and understanding that she'll be present in a different way. Of course, if you look at the glass half empty, you're always going to suffer. But there's also something called emotional intelligence and knowing how to face the hand life deals you. And many times the big challenge we all have is learning to live with what happens to us and seeing what we do with what happens to us. There are things we can't control. So about the things you can't control, there's no point in getting upset. Okay, what happened, happened. With this, how do I build? Well, that's the challenge, isn't it? Given where you are now, how do you keep living? And in this case, connect with your daughter in a different way. But above all, so you don't disconnect from yourself. I mean, the point here is to reconnect with yourself as a person, so that your daughter can show up from a different place. And when she appears, she'll be present in a different way. Hey, Danny, sending you a big hug. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for your words and thank you for your time.
Big hug.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, really.
Sending you a kiss. Bye, Hector. Bye, take care. Big kiss.
Congratulations. Congratulations on the award, Hector.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hey, I'm sending you a big kiss. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And what happens to Danny happens to a lot of people who are listening to this show, because it's the pain of loss and the work it takes to find your way again and reconnect with life, right? Well, that's also why we do this show, not just to scare ourselves.